Hey everybody, it's Hubby here with Just About Anything Garage. I want to welcome you to the video. It's a beautiful August 1st, beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Agawam, Massachusetts, and we're back on to the 1964 C30 XL pickup truck. This is going to be our main hauler, as we talked about, so we're getting back on her. Previously we had done all the framework back here. We were getting that all ready for the back. Well, it's time to get this back in and to do all the front work, right? Pull the cab off. Let's go inside here for a minute, take a look. Pull the cab off, open up the front, pull the engine combination, and get ready to put into the new engine combination, which is going to be a 350 Chevy, along with the newer version of that transmission, which is the 4-speed transmission. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on doing the engine today, because we ran into some stuff. Now, I had done a short about the engine that I had for this, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in after this introductory clip here, and then we'll go ahead and we'll jump in. But the first thing that we're going to do, like I was saying, is we're going to work on the engine, because I want to make sure that I have a good engine. You know what I mean when you see the next segment of that clip, if you haven't seen the short already. So why don't we jump right into it? We'll get going with this, and we'll go from there. So we'll see you real soon. Thanks a lot. Man, I had to come get the camera and give you guys a short. You know, we're getting ready to do Lavern, right? We're going to pull the cab off. We're going to pull the engine and the tranny out. We're going to get the front frame taken care of like we got the back frame taken care of. And do the suspension with new bushings and stuff, and do that. And I had this motor, this 350, that I got back in, what, 2001. Never went in my Nova project. So we kept it out, you know, covered and together. At least I had thought we did. Well, I'm out here today looking at it, right? And I noticed there's rust coming out of one of my little dusty rust, you know, flakes of it coming out of one of the spark plug holes. So I'm like, uh-oh, that can't be good. And it's remained covered, right? So I took my trusty air hose, blow it out, and the whole engine erupts in a cloud of rust particles. Fine rust, you know, like a cloud of rust, red. And I'm like, geez, what's that? And came in and found a bunch of rust had fallen into the cylinders. And then we've been lucky because it hadn't had time to galvanically bond to the cylinder walls. So what I decided to do was, see if I can get my damn glasses on, was go ahead and pop the head off. Sitting over here, it had most of the plugs in it, but apparently all the spark plug plugs, from it being a crate motor that was purchased, fell out. And one of the valves was open on one of the cylinders, and it blew air up into the intake, and most of the rust came out of this cast iron intake that I had, because I had thrown it on to lift and I didn't think about anything. Apparently I need to throw this in, condition it, and clean it out. But I popped the heads off, and I had two cylinders that were a mess. You can still see they're a little ugly in terms of being dirty, but I was able to clean the sidewalls up, get all the big rust particles off. I cleaned it up with steel wool and then with my stone. And now what I got to do is I got to go back in and clean all the crap out of it, make it look like these, right? Get it good and clean. And then we're going to go and do the other side, make sure that's okay. We're going to flip it up, pull the pan, we'll go underneath and clean it. And we'll put it all back together once we got it clean, and we'll put some diesel in it for oil and let it soak and get everything, you know, the porous, because this is a casting, to suck up the oil and get everything conditioned. Then we're going to get this sucker together with the parts that it needs. We're going to fire it and then seal it in the bag till it's ready to go on, because, man, we just dodged a bullet on that one. At least I hope so. I think this side's okay because it has all its plugs still in it right here. The only thing we're missing is a water chamber plug here. That's just a screw-in plug for that. Now the exhaust plugs are in, so everything is still sealed on this side. Although I'll have to go in and clear these out, because, you know, we've had mud daubers in there. But it is, you know, it's what, a 20, got it in 2001, so it was probably manufactured right around then. Crate motor from Stodge and Dickies, and 350. So it's what, this is 26, it's 25 years old, 25 motor. year old motor. So we kind of dodged a bullet there on Lavern. I thought for a minute we were going to have to get a new motor for her, but I think we're going to be okay with that. But anyways, I just thought I'd bring you a quick on that and go, woo! Quick way to destroy a motor you never touch is not to store it correctly, which we apparently almost did. So anyways, as we go ahead and clean it up and get it together, I'll bring it and do a little shorts on it, and or incorporate it into the main project for Lavern, because we're ready to start up that project and we'll be recording that for you anyway. So I thought I'd bring that to you and say, whoo, got past that one. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you real soon with the project for Lavern and getting her ready to go. All right, so we're on to the engine, and you saw the previous clip of where we were, where I thought we'd be okay on the other side. Well, guess what? I wasn't necessarily correct with that. We got the head off. Here's the other side. We got one cylinder that's all perfectly clean, but you see we have two cylinders that have got crap that have fallen down and caught onto it. And then this one's up, so we're gonna have to do a little cleaning to make sure that we're good here. But as you can see, we're gonna have to get down in there and we're gonna have to clean those out. Let me show you that it breaks right off, right? So if I'm on this cylinder, you can see that it's all dusting off, and it'll clean up. It cleaned up before. See, it's flaking off here. We do have stuff stuck to the side. You can see it here, but if I scrape it, it'll come off, because it's not really stuck bad to the cylinder sides. It's just on there. And then if I use a steel wool, see, the big stuff is coming off. And because it hasn't galvanically bonded, steel wool, and then we'll use my stone hone. I have a full hone set. It's a little tougher up here, but it'll still come off. It'll clean right up, and I think that we'll be just fine when we get in here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. We're going to pull the pan off, go through the bottom, make sure everything's clear. We'll get it to rotate. We'll get these cylinders all cleared up, and then what we're going to do is we're going to focus on getting it back together. Once it's back together, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get fired right up. And once it's fired right up, then we're going to seal her up to get ready to go into the thing. We'll pull the truck in. We're going to go ahead and pull everything off of the truck. We'll go ahead and do the front suspension, clean up all the frame, get that nice and painted like the back we did. Put new bushings on the steering, get all that taken care of. If we can find a conversion kit to go to front disc for the C30, we'll put that in. If not, we'll stick with the standard drums and just run with it. All right, so let me go ahead and get the equipment out, get this set up. We'll do a little cleanup on this, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so hang on tight, and we'll do a little cleaning action here. Yeah, let's do some cleanup. I would say we got a little rust in the water jacket. What do you think? Already blowing some out. Let's try the other side. A little better. To clean that up. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to looks like we're going to get some fluid down that water jacket. Wash that out, but anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to put some plaster here on the places we're going to clean with a little lubricant. Kind of put it everywhere. Protect it. And what we're going to do is, remember, this is a crate motor, brand new, never used. Apparently stored improperly. Now let's break down the strut. We're going to use the cup brush on this. To go ahead and get this initially cleaned up here. Whole series of wire brush wheels we can take to it. Let's go ahead and get this one a little wetter. And then what we're going to do is clean it out really good, because we got to get everything out of the ring before we move it. It's still rough. It's going to take the hone to clean that up. But we'll knock off the big stuff. That. Take some fine steel wool. And we'll get in here. You can feel it. Some of it's catchy. We'll see what the hone will do. It did pretty good on the other cylinders. Certainly it's gross. Okay, let's swap over to the hone. Make sure our stones are clean. Get some more lube in here. See if we can't clean it up more. All right. Yeah, see, the hone's cleaned it up a lot more. Got some more up here. Do it some more. And we'll get it further down in the bore. Come over here, do this one. Yeah, no, that one's not deep enough to do that too. Let's clean this up. Yeah, we did. Yeah, much better. I mean, you can still... Here's my light. You can definitely see the rust staining, but that'll, once the cylinders start moving, it'll smooth right out. May smoke initially a little bit. Let me show you. But I've definitely rejuvenated ones that have been worse cylinders than that. They'll smooth out. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this upside doodle, clean it out. Using some brake clean. There's my brake clean. Oh. The idea here is to get all the crap out of the cylinders, of course, so that we can get it out of the ring, so we can turn it upside down, and you know we can get the assembly to rotate freely without destroying anything. We'll go ahead and move them and then run that hone again. Sure we get right down in those ring grooves sitting on top of the ring. Because I'm sure there's still particles there. Alright, let's rotate it back up, take a look. Ow. Walk right into my stand here. Yeah, we got it out of the grooves. Let's blow it out a little bit. Still yucca here. Let's clean that up. So very clean. This area. Clean that up. Clean some more. Get stuff off the top of the rings here. Gunk that wants to sit there. Don't want to stick it between the rings. Okay, but yeah, those are going to clean up. It's going to take more homework to get it really cleaned up, but we'll get the pistons to move and then we'll clean everything up. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn this. Did a little quick coat of just to keep the surface cool. Let's go ahead and turn this upside down. Pop that can up. See what we got working for us there. Or not working for us. Uh-oh, out of battery. Ow! Ow! Ow, that hit my toe. Ouch! Ow. Hurt. Let's try that again. Now I've had the bottom of this pan off when I was going to put it in my Nova project. Need to switch because it had a different pan for the Nova. But this is the original pan that came with it. Alright. Get a bigger one for the big ones. What are they? Half inch? Check 9/16 just to make sure. No, it's half. Perfect. Because, you know, my half inch is out somewhere sitting. God only knows where. Let's see if we got it. Put on the big extension. Take it all the way up. Pan sealed pretty well. So we can get under it. Oh, come on. She works. There we go. We'll put all new fresh gaskets on it, of course. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh my God. See that? All that rust in there? Crap. Nasty. Obviously crap has fallen in there. Oh my God. This is what happens when you don't properly seal a motor, especially in Texas. That's where we came up from, right? All right. Get all this crap out. Alright, let's make a mess. What do you think? Hit it with the air. Gross. Alright. Hit it with some brake clean. And keep in mind, brand new motor, never been used, just not stored properly. Fortunately, the bearing surfaces should be okay because they've all been sealed. Hopefully the can will be fine. Come on, look at that. Yeah, the rod casting, but hopefully all surface type rusting. Gaps are all fine. Okay, let's let the solvent work on that a little bit. Get a new can out. Take a look inside. See, it's all surfacey type stuff. So we're going to go ahead and continue to clean this up. See what happens here. We'll get the assembly to rotate, make sure that the backside of the pistons are okay. I mean the backside of the cylinders. If not, we may have to pull it all out and clean it all up and then put it and then rebuild it all back together. You know, pull the seals off. Pull off this because it's going to get new gaskets. But basically, we're gonna. I don't think we'll need parts, but maybe have to do, you know, internal cleanup. All right, so hang tight. We'll be right back with the next part. All right, so we're back at it, and it's cleaning up. It's cleaning up. You can see it's got some stain marks on it from where the stuff sat. Now we haven't turned it over at all. I did put a bolt in it to try and turn it over, but it wouldn't turn on me. I don't think there's anything other than it's tight, because remember, it's a brand new motor and hadn't been used, so it's been sitting for a while and everything's tight. I don't want to break the bolt off, so we'll get a tool to go ahead and do that, or we'll get the flywheel on it and bolt the flywheel up and use a big flywheel spinner to go ahead and do it. I've chased every hole. All the bottom ones had bolts in it, but all the facing holes, all the mounting holes and everything, most of it's 3/8/16 if you're interested. With that, there are a couple specials, like the pad for the oil is 5/16 24, and there's a couple 1/4 20s on it. For that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get a new oil pump for it, and we're going to switch the oil pump out. It's a brand new oil pump. It was never used, but I don't know what's getting it for rust, and I really don't want to pump rust through the bearings on it. Let's take a look up here. We got to do some more cleaning here, but there's no big scars or this is dirty. You can see it's got it needs to have the hone on it. This is why I need to get it turned over, and we'll do some more cleaning on the upper part. This is not the ring. This is the part of the piston. You can see it here, which goes down. So they're coming out. They're coming out good. We got the lifter valleys here cleaned up so that we can make sure that the lifters will rise and fall once we get it going. Same on this side. You can see some staining here. We got to hit it with the hone some more. We got to clean it out. We got to get those rust particles out. And I know there's more in the block, because if I hit it with air, it'll keep puffing. So what the procedure is going to be here is we'll get the pan cleaning up now, because that filled with rust once we blew everything out. We're going to go ahead and yeah, you can see a big chunk right there sitting. It's got to go down and out. I have to blow that with some air so it'll fall out the bottom. And what we'll do is we're going to fill it up with diesel. I mean, fill it right up with diesel. We won't put it in. I mean, if we do put it in the cylinders, we're going to leave them open. We won't compress or anything. We're going to leave the heads off. We got to clean those yet. And we're going to let it sit and soak for a while to break stuff down. And once we've done that, we'll go ahead and drain all that diesel out. We'll go ahead and do it again. Once we've got, we'll keep doing that until we get more or less clean diesel, where we filtered out most of the rusting crap, the floating particles. Once we've done that, we'll go ahead. We're going to leave that current oil pump in there, and we'll go ahead. No, we're going to put the new one in. I'm not going to use that old one at all, just because I don't know whether it will pump particles in it or not. Or I'll take it off and see if we can't clean it out, and if it is, we'll put it back on. But then once we'll do it, we'll pump some diesel through it and see if we can't pump things up and get it cleaned out. And when we're finally done, we'll go ahead and we'll put the heads on it with fresh gaskets. The intake we're going to clean up. I haven't touched that one yet, but that'll be next. The sucker is, I think, the culprit that put all the rust in there, and we'll get it ready to fire. But before we do that, we'll get it together, and then we'll turn the pump using one of the small block Chevy oil pump primers, and then we'll crank it by hand to turn over the rotating assembly and get everything nice and lubed up, so we're good and clean and ready to go. Once we're ready with that, we'll then put it on a test stand, and we'll go ahead and we'll fire the sucker and make sure that everything's kosher. But I think we'll be okay. Everything is cleaning up pretty well. There's going to be stain marks, but there's no gouges, there's no deep. We can use the hone to get a better finish for ring seal, which I think will be fine on it. So that's where we're with that. We'll bring you back in as soon as we hit the next stage. So hang on and stay put. Man, you know, crazy weather. First it's too hot, then it's too cold, then it's just right. Then you get dry, then you get rain. We're in that rain section now where it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to get the boats going because we're gonna float away. Anyways, thought I'd bring you guys an update here. We got an order in the Rock Auto to complete the motor for Lavern out. We got to get it completed out so that we can fire it up. Once we get it fired up, we're going to get it sealed up. Here's its current status. It's been sitting with diesel for about a day, and you know, none of the cylinders have lost any of the fluid, so nothing's leaked down. So that's cool. Everything, the ring seal's there. You know, like I said, we still got to work on these a little bit. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get it so we can get the crankshaft to turn, so that we can go ahead and reveal the cylinders, and we'll hone them out and we'll clean them out some more. But it's looking much better. We got everything cleaned up. The only thing we got really left to do to make sure is we got to put something down in the water jackets, make sure we get all the crap rinsed out of there. The Rock Auto order that we have in should give us everything that we need to get the engine assembled, and with the other parts able to fire it, included stuff like the bell housing, so that I can get a bell housing on it. I do have this bell housing because this is the transmission that's going on it over here, but it's a hydraulic version, and I'd like to keep it. I don't want to have to, you know, break off the tab if I'm using a normal. It's going to be a normal rod actuated clutch on that. This transmission has got the reason we got it is it's got the PTO and the hydraulic pump already attached, because it was going to on Lavern. If you remember, originally we were going to do Lavern as a rollback, so we got that to do that. But then we discovered, man, the problem with doing a rollback with Lavern is you're limited in the size of what she can carry, because she's about 10, 12, 15,000 pounds she can carry, and we're limiting our length to like 16 feet. Big Bertha out there that we have is 17 feet, and she can carry like 25,000 pounds, so she can carry a little bit longer stuff and much heavier stuff. So we decided, why don't we just go with that, and we'll turn Lavern into the hauler that we want to have. And so that's what we're working at here. So we got all that stuff coming. I am splurging. I'm going to order from Jegs the Lavern, is it called the Lavern Corporation, and run test stand, so that I can set it up on a run test stand rather than setting it up on this and trying to make it run. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go do that. We're going to be building engines, so we might as well have something to go ahead and do testing on and get it set up. But next steps is we're going to drain this all out. I'm going to go get another diesel container. I don't want to contaminate the good stuff down there. We're going to go ahead and we'll get another can. We'll drain it into that can. We'll flip it over. We'll pop the oil pan off again. We'll check the rotating assembly, how that fared from the diesel soaking, and then we'll start working on getting the crankshaft to turn over. We've got to make a tool to do it. I couldn't do it with the bolt like I was telling you in the previous segments, because I'm afraid of snapping it off in there, and I don't want to do that. So we'll come up with a tool. We're probably going to attach it to the back where the flywheel goes, even though we got one on order. I'll make a little assembly with what I've got so that we can turn it within this, right? We can pick up the mounting and touch holes here on the back of the crankshaft and see if we can't break it. It should be fine. I would find it hard to believe that there's any rust within the bearing surfaces for either the crankshaft or the rod connections, because they were sealed, they were clamped down tight, they were never breached at all, so it should be good. And all we got to do is it's just tight, and the cylinders were assaulted with the rust. Now that we've got things cleaned up, I believe we'll get everything to break free, and we'll get everything to rotate. Okay, so that's where we are. We'll be right back when we take the next step, and we'll see if we can't get this thing rotating. So you guys just sit tight, and we'll be back to you. All right, So let me show you what I'm doing here. As you can see, we got some of these out, right? And what we're doing basically is we're taking this rod, we're going down on them because we got all the bolts off, except for this one. I got one on the bottom, so we can't knock that one out yet. That one's going to actually be difficult because I got to get that nut off, and it's a little deep. We should, however, be able to get that one out. We should have enough clearance room to do that. So we'll try that. We'll show you what we're doing. And they pop out. So once we got everything out, you can see this is dirty, but it's, I mean, the journal's a little stained from it, but it'll clean up. There's no scoring. I don't feel anything on it. We'll clean them up. We'll do light emery cloth, real light emery cloth on them, see if we can't clean them up when we do that. But let me show you what I was doing to get these out. This assembly still won't rotate, and the reason it won't is there's so much crap in here that it's crazy. A little bit of a mark here on that journal. It'll smooth out. Okay, so let's get some light on this. Set you up. Get you looking. So basically, we just take the dowel. First thing I do is take some PV Blaster. Get it down behind the skirts. Run down the wall of the cylinders and get in between the pistons just to lubricate things. Well, go ahead and hit this on the face paint. Now this one's almost out, so hopefully it won't be hard. It won't give us a hard time. It was at the top of the cylinder. Alright, let's see if we have enough space. Looks like we do. It should go straight out, it won't have to turn. Yep, there it goes. Although, it is getting a little tight. There we go, get it out a little bit. And go straight down, I got plenty. Bearing cap off. Let it move around a little bit. There we go. That's not too bad. And we're on number 2 here. So we're placing them so we don't mix them up. Yeah, we'll get that out. Now we'll go right on the rod nut bolt. Yep, bounces right out. Catch it with my knee. And there we go. And the pistons aren't bad, but you can see there's bunches of gunk here. And so we're gonna clean everything up. We'll look at these rings. We may re-ring it. We're definitely gonna re-bearing it. And the block is gonna get thoroughly cleaned. It's super clean. So that's what we're doing. We'll continue to do that until we got everything apart. And the block's gonna get a full bath. We'll pull the galley plugs out too, and we'll do the oil passageways. The crank will get a good bath. It'll get cleaned up. We'll hit it with a little light emery cloth to clean up journals, just to make sure that they're nice and clean. We'll do what we need to do to get it going. But that's how it's coming apart. It is coming apart, and things don't look bad. The cylinders don't look bad. We'll show you those once we've got it all out. We can turn it up right and see it better. But that's what we're doing. So hang tight, and we'll show you when we got her all done. Right, so as you can see, we get the crankshaft out. all the pistons except this one, which is our troublemaker. This is the one that's stuck enough not to let anything move. All right, so we're gonna keep working on it. See if we can't get some stuff down there and break that up so it'll let it go. Clean those cylinder walls up. Like I said, there's nothing really, I mean, it's mostly crap. The cam looks dirty and rusty too, but I bet you it'll polish right up with a good cleaning. May have a little trouble with the lifters. I don't know. We'll hit it with a lot of, I mean, I might try some CLR back here and see if we can't, right in this, you know, valley where this is, let it hit those and see if we can't clear those up. But we get all new bearings, including cam bearings, and we're just going to re-bearing it, re-gasket it. I think the rings are fine. We'll clean them up and see, but they should be. So we shouldn't have to re-ring it. But that's where we are. Let me do a little cleanup. We'll see if we can't get that piston out of there. Right, hang tight. There we go. Totally disassembled. Crankshaft, camshaft. We're going to clean everything up before we make an assessment. You can see there's some rust on the lobes here. We'll see how it comes off. We're going to get some, you know, like 420, 500, 800 grit sandpaper. And see if we can't clean these up. I'm pretty sure we can reuse the crank. That shouldn't be really an issue. The camshaft, I think so too. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, if you feel it, there's nothing built up on it. It's just, you know, it's just surface rust. So we'll clean the surface rust off. The bearing lobes look fine, so it should turn fine. You know, it's ugly down in this. Let's turn the light on down in this area here. But we'll do our best to clean up. We'll see what it looks like. If it looks too bad, then it gets a new cam. It's probably going to get a new set of lifters because the lifters pump oil through them. And some of the clips retain. I mean, I can get retaining clips for them. But we'll clean those up. We'll see how those come out. But we may throw a new set of lifters at it. They're cheap. I'm going to do all new bearings anyways. And only thing we got left to do is we're going to pull the galley plugs, oil galley plugs out of the back. The front ones, of course, are pressed in, so we're going to leave those in there. We'll pull the back ones out. And then we're going to get a tool to get these bearings, cam bearings out, because we're going to replace those too. So clean the block up and put it all back together. All right, so hang tight. That's where we're at. We got it all out. All right, the block's been super washed. Use the power washer with a bunch of super clean to degrease, and then now it's coated with blaster everything, so it's not going to rust. And we still got to do a couple things to it. We still have to hone this stuff to get clean up the cylinders, that type of stuff like that. So I'm waiting on parts to come to be able to do that. I also need to get a couple of square bits because let's turn this upwards so we can see better. Probably drip a little bit. The block's looking okay. Yeah, right here. They're all square bit so that they stay in there. We got to take that out. We got a square bit here, and we got another one in a couple other places. We want to pull those all out. We want to run cleaning brushes through them to make sure everything is kosher. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. I am going to get, I've got the hones for this, but I'm going to get the hones. These are pretty smooth. I think they're okay, but I'm going to run a quick hone through the lifter valleys. Let me do that too. So we're in good shape there. Next thing we're going to do is got to clean the pan up, clean the crankshaft up. We got to get everything cleared from here. This I will probably see if I can rejuvenate. Maybe we can use it in something later. But we got a new one coming just because it was the lobes for the bumping is a little ugly. We're going to get this all cleaned up, focus on that, get this gear off, clean this end up because I remember I put little dings in it, so we got to get that fixed for that. And drop the pistons in and clean those. I may drop one in the Sonic cleaner and see how it does over there, just for S&Gs, and if it works good, we'll do the rest of them. But we're in the clean mode. We're good for that. The next thing you guys will see is I'll show you everything clean, and we'll start to go ahead and do the honing process to clean up the cylinders here. And once we got that, of course, it goes together. And once it goes together, put this thing together over here, which is a run test stand. And we're going to go ahead and fire that sucker up, make sure that it runs well. All right, so that's where we're at. So hang tight, and we'll be right back with the next piece. All right, so I want you to enjoy this segment that's coming up here. Since how we're waiting on parts to do this, all the internals, which we didn't order initially because we thought we were good, and we ordered all the externals. They are ordered from Summit and they're on their way. We're going to go ahead and do a little special segment here. And the special segment is, well, since how we got the run test stand, we might as well put it together. So why don't we do that? Now, I'll probably have a running commentary as I do it, but I'll probably edit it to run on time lapse, just so you know. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with it. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Basically assembled. These are adjustable heights, so we didn't tighten those. These are all adjustable heights too. All we got to do is wire. We'll put a light switch in. I might drill the panel and put a light switch in. Get your main on and start. So we'll get everything wired. We'll wire in the gauges. It gives you that too in here, in the following pages. See if we can find them. Yeah, see, here's all the wiring. And it shows you how to hook it up and level it and all that type of stuff. So we'll do that when we actually have something. But there you go, a little interlude. Most of it I know was in time lapse, but it's together. All right. Little segment on that, and next part will be up when those parts come in so we can continue on the engine. All right, so we're going to end this one here. As you can see, the unit's all together, ready to go. Hope you like that brief interlude. This is ready to go ahead and start to get the work done on it. We went ahead and we got the parts that we needed. What do we got here? We got a hone, we got cleaning utensils, we got bearings and assembly lube, and the different things that we need. So we're all ready to go. We appreciate you guys. We want to thank you for watching. As always, keep an eye out. We're going to have the final clean build and start of that thing, the motor coming up. So we'll see you real soon. I appreciate it.